Putang ina mo! Putang ina mo!
What's up YouTube, it's your boy Dashing Kevs bringing you our week 10 of the PML Draft League. I am the coach of the Duterte Durants, and this week we take on the Dallas Rapidash and coach Reginald. So Reg's team is one of the top teams in our division. Being a great battler himself makes it even more difficult to prep for. Due to our win last week, we are guaranteed for playoff. So I'm not taking this too seriously. However, despite being number 2 in our division, the top 5 teams are very close, and the loss by maybe 3 differential could mean that Reg is out of the playoffs. So he needs this win a lot more than I do. Our team consists of Mega Sableye, Blaziken, Azumarill, Porygon, Quillfish, Dugtrio, Gligar, Volbeat, Stunfisk, Passimian. His team consists of Megalopony, Salamence, Amoonguss, Milotic, Mismagius, Mudsdale, Aromatisse, Fortress, Satu, and Rotom Fan. I can see the Lopunny, Mence, Amoonguss, Milotic, Mismagius, and Fortress coming, as those are his most common brings. Now, looking at team preview, he did bring everything I thought he would except for the Mismagius, bringing Sato instead, which was not expected and adds a threat of Magic Bounce that can be very annoying to deal with. But without further ado, let's check out the game. So I lead off with my Quillfish as he leads Milotic, and as you can see here, because we are the Intimidate variant, he actually went for the Competitive ability, which gives him a +2 in special attack, which was something I totally did not expect. So right from turn 1, he's already at a better position than we are. So I decided to switch out to Volbeat just to scout what it wants to do. So it goes for a hidden power. So that hidden power is showing that it was not super effective against Volbeat, and it was used in front of Quillfish, makes me think that it's actually hidden power Psychic. So we decided to go for the Infestation here to trap the Milotic and hopefully stall it out. But he's actually using the Rocky Helmet, so we take a lot of recoil for that, and goes for the Scald, which does over half to us. So we're already at 8% here. The Scald actually does a little more than half, so we won't really be able to stall this out effectively, as you can see there. That really means that the competitive boost really worked out for him. Very good bring on Reg's part, and something I totally did not expect. He's been using the Flame Orb for the last I don't know how many games, so this was a very surprising bring on his part. Not to mention the Rocky Helmet makes it even more difficult to deal with. So I decided to go for a Roost just to see what it wants to do, and he reveals the third move in Dragon Tail. So that is a good option to try to phase me out if I wanted to set up with a certain one. And he got lucky enough to bring out the Blaziken, which is something he knows I really don't want to take a Scald from. So I switch back to Porygon 2, and he goes for the Scald. So the Scald does about 35 to 36% based on that move alone. Now, I actually made a misplay here, even though like my turn 1 sending out Quill was already, you could say, a misplay. But I actually thought that the download boost worked differently, and at this point I thought I got the +1 special attack. So I was playing it as if I had +1. So I go for a Thunderbolt, does 38%. He goes for another Skull, does about the same. I go for a Recover, he goes for a Recover as well. So we're kinda just trading blows here for the next few turns between T-Bolt and Scald. And surprisingly, no one's getting haxed here, so he's not getting the burn, I'm not getting the paralyze. or paralysis, I guess. So it goes for a few turns, and he decides to go for the Dragon Tail there, brings out Blaziken as well. So that's 2 times he got lucky with the Dragon Tail. I don't know what are the odds for that, but not really likely. And Porygon, I switch back to Porygon 2, he gets a free recover. We just go for the same move, Thunderbolt, just to hopefully get the Paralyze. And he gets lucky again with the Dragon Tail, bringing out Quillfish, which will be able to boost its special attack even more. So at this point, I'm just, playing it YOLO. I'm not really thinking about my turns how I should, like if I was in a real game. It's still in the point that, we're just having fun here. So he gets the boost there. I go for the Thunder Wave here, which was good. He goes for Recover, predicting that I would have attacked, probably Poison Jab, if I were to guess. I decide to set up a Spike, just to, try to be annoying and get a free switch. He goes for the Hidden Power. That's gonna OHKO us, no doubt. I bring back Volbeat here and I go for the Infestation. I actually forgot at this point that he was Rocky Helmet, so I really should have taken more time between my turns. And it's not really gonna matter that much, seeing as he did have the +4 boost because of the competitive. We're able to drop there. I don't know why I bring out Stunfisk here when he is already paralyzed. We do some damage and we get knocked out. So at this point here, I bring out Porygon 2 and I thought to myself, oh my god, I'm getting owned so badly. It's already 3 versus 6. I basically traded 3 months just in exchange for Milotic getting paralyzed and some chip damage at 66%. But I actually, to tell you the truth, when it comes to this season, my goal was really just to make playoffs. I didn't care really how I made playoffs, but I just wanted to make playoffs just to, test myself. And I actually went over my expectations because I was currently the first seed in our division. So I was basically the best in Alola as of week 9, and no one could possibly match my record at that point. But at this point, I was checking the stats just to look into that, because I kind of wanted that caveat, like a feather in my cap, to know that I was the best for the regular season, because that really is something to be proud of, no doubt, especially in a regular season where you have 12 people instead of the usual 8 or 10 depending on the league. So I thought there was someone, I believe it was possibly Jadon, that could have a chance to overtake me after the last week, even though he will be facing Josh R, which is another top tier player in our division. So I wanted to, I knew I wasn't gonna win this game, seeing as how it's been played so far, but I wanted to get the differential as low as possible. So I bring out Porygon 2. He decides to switch because he was basically at two T-bolts away from getting knocked out, and the chance of paralysis was too high that he wanted to preserve Milotic. Could still do work versus Blaziken in the future, as well as Azu for some Scald burns. We go for a Thunderbolt here. We do about 30%. We finally get the paralysis. We get another Thunderbolt here, and he goes for the Stealth Rock, so that's okay. It can be annoying. We go for the Agility just to outspeed certain mons, and we go for another Thunderbolt. He is fortunate enough to live and goes for the Rapid Spin, able to get our hazards out and switch out to Among Us. So the switch was actually easy to read at this point, seeing as he was only about 2%, I believe. So no reason for me going for the T-Bolt, predicting, it's the Ice Beam was basically the safest play because it hit everything very well except for the Milotic. So that was like 1 versus 5 when it came to the odds. So he switches in the Amoonguss, we get another Ice Beam, and we do get the freeze, which is unfortunate for him, but I guess it is some justice because in a way he got some free turns using the, what do you call this? When it came to the Dragon Tail, he got out key mons during their turn, so he got the Blaziken twice as well as Quillfish, so those were 3 mons that are very, or 3 times that it worked out for him very well. It could have gone differently had Azu or the Stunfish came out, but anyway, it's not really gonna matter that much because it was only at 5%. Even if it switches out and gets the, what do you call this, regenerator, it may not matter too much at the end because, Blaziken and Azu can sort of deal with that at around 35%. But it still affects in a way how you would play the game, knowing that one of your mons is kinda useless or you have to take a chance. So he decides to just sack it off. I go for the T-Bolt because it's the best play at that point. We are able to outspeed the Milotic due to the agility that we went for earlier. We get the T-Bolt here. He goes for the Dragon Tail just to remove our agility, and he's fortunate enough to bring Blaziken back out. At this point, I go for the Hone Claws, knowing that I can live the Scald at this range. And so this is one of the cool sets I wanted to run. So we had Stone Edge as well as Blaze Kick with Low Kick. So, or not Low Kick, but High Jump Kick. So I knew at this point, +1 High Jump Kick would get the kill. We take some annoying rocks damage, or yeah, Rocky Helmet damage. We go for the Stone Edge here on the Salamence. Because of the Intimidate, he will be able to live that. And he goes for the Dragon Claws. We're able to get some HP back with the Citrus Berry. Now, at this point, I'm thinking we're kinda in an okay-ish position. We're still probably not gonna win depending on certain sets, but at least we're making him pay for it. Now I make the play here of going Stone Edge, so that was, and he sacks off the Fortress just to get another Intimidate on the Blaziken. So that was actually a very smart play on his part, seeing as Fortress wasn't going to do anything in the match. Gets the Intimidate here. I really should have gone for just the Stone Edge here, but I make a misplay going for Blaze Kick. I don't know why. It's one of those turns that I'm not really thinking that well. I really should have taken my time. So he goes for the Dragon Claw here and gets the kill. I go for Azu, and I actually try going for Power Up Punch at this point just to get some boost. But he did go for the Thunder Fang and got the flinch on us, which was very unfortunate at this point. So we could have just Aqua Jet, get the kill, and then dealt with the Satu. At this point, he probably did his calcs and knew that Psychic would kill. So he goes for the Psychic. We are able to live because we are AV. We go for the knockoff, get the kill. And at this point, he brings out the Lopunny. I know that we've already lost at this point. I try going for the Aqua Jet. That's a decent chunk. He went for the return there. I bring out Porygon 2. We get download, but not really. Goes for the Drain Punch, get some HP back. I go for the Ice Beam here just to, see if we could get another freeze. Normally, it's quite a shameful play, but playing for hacks is not really something that anyone should be relying for or should be their main strategy in games. But we do what we have to do. So he goes for a Drain Punch, get some HP back, and we're gonna be losing this game 1-0. So I guess closing thoughts would be, I played the early game horribly, as well as the late game, but I played the mid game like perfectly. Like I can't believe it turned out that well. I was really getting ready to get 6-0'd at a certain point when he got the 3 3 versus 6 advantage, with just his downside being Milotic getting paralyzed. So I tried to see if there was anything I could have done there. So the things I saw was basically, I actually legitimately could have won that, it turns out. So I asked Reg about his sets, and he didn't really have any priority on Lopunny. So here's how it would play out. I would have killed the Laments with the Stone Edge. He's definitely gonna bring the Satu, seeing as he didn't have priority on the a low kick from that Blaziken even at +1. Maybe wouldn't kill from full, but Azu could just revenge that easily. So I could have just, if he brought the Satu, I could have just Blaze kicked the Satu, did probably maybe half, yeah, half, I guess. Half would do. I didn't really calculate that much, but let's say I did half, and oh, actually no, I wouldn't go for Blaze Kick. I would go for the Stone Edge instead. So that would definitely put the Satu in Aqua Jet range from the Azumarill. So he drops to the Azu. He brings out the Lopunny. I go for an attack, and then an attack plus Aqua Jet would kill the Lopunny. Since we resist the Drain Punch, he won't be able to do some Drain Punch shenanigans on us. So we could have technically won that game, possibly 2-0, if we were just, playing smart instead of just clicking shit. So, but in any case, good games to Reg. I think it is somewhat unfair that I played this way versus him instead of the other coaches, because they had to deal with me at full power instead of just having fun with it, because I really didn't want to reveal too much of my sets when it came to the last game, because we are most likely gonna face each other in playoffs. Even though I would have won that, there's still a good chance that Reg would make playoffs, but there's also a decent chance that he would be knocked out as well. But anyway, that will be all for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And GG, it's Reg, not dashing.